Hi, this is Katie Bomberger. This is my Module 2 video analysis of Science Fairs Under the Scope, a study conducted by the Education Development Center. Here is the project contact information. There's a link for the video on the STEM for All website, as well as the mailing address and a telephone number. A quick summary of this project was that the Education Development Center conducted a study of science fairs to determine norms for science fairs and to analyze the benefits that science fairs have on the students that participate. This project aligns with how students learn because preconceptions are addressed through inquiry-led investigations where the students choose a question to research or test. Principle 2, students choose an area of research and they are actively engaged in the process. And it goes along with Principle 3 because students think about their own misconceptions, the work they've completed, and then the results they've collected as described by Donovan and Bransford, and that's all as they're doing a science fair project. So how does this align with my STEM perspective? Well, I originally thought that I had a transdisciplinary STEM perspective where students could ask and research a problem relating to the local community, but it would be more realistic for my grade level and a science fair project if I would look at the integrated disciplines. So in the integrated disciplines, students would be taking part in the process of investigating an answer to a scientific question or solving a design problem, which is exactly what they do in the science fair. So continuing with the project, the Education Development Center is conducting a study on mostly middle school science fairs, grades 6 through 8, to answer these questions. Do science fairs increase interest in STEM? Which models of science fairs are most effective for student mastery, specifically of the engineering and design process? And what types of resources are needed for schools to have a science fair? Why are they doing this? One reason that they stated in the video and on their website was that science fairs have not been studied in the past and there's no research-based evidence to show what kids learn from science fairs. And I got that from their website, sciencefairstudy.edc.org. I chose this project because it relates to the largest project that I do in my 4th grade class, which is the science fair. The video and the research gave me confidence to make some changes that I have been thinking about for a few years but just wasn't sure about. It has informed my teaching by really making me think, is my science fair effective? How is it helping students lead inquiry-based research? Are they really thinking up questions on their own? Are they using the engineering and design process? Are they being metacognitive? It helped me think about how I should structure or make changes to my science fair based on my students and school needs. Perhaps think about maybe I should have students have the ability to do the science fair partially in school because historically I've had them do everything at home. And should I use my current model where I teach them the scientific method or model my project with more of a focus on the engineering and design process? And from their website, I found that in their preliminary research, many students find their ideas online, so they're not specifically coming up with a question on their own. And I also got this piece of information, how should I structure my science fair from this poster, this final poster, which is a really good poster to take a look at. It shows some of their preliminary research with some percentages on it. This is an email that I sent to Abigail Levy. So I emailed her for more information on the study about science fairs, and at the time of this recording I had not yet heard back from her. This is a poster that I found from their website, and it kind of goes over some of the statistics that they came up with after their research, but here's a rundown of some of the things that they did. In 2014 and 15, teachers of middle school students were given a survey regarding science fair practices. In 2015 through 2018, aspects of science fairs were examined, like project guidelines, the science fair itself. They also looked at 6th graders specifically and looked at their mastery of the engineering and design process. And in 2016 to 2017, they included a survey regarding science fairs that were taken by parents and teachers. And then they also had students participating, took a pre and post questionnaire about science fairs. And this whole study has been funded by the National Science Foundation. And all of this information came from sciencefairstudy.edc.org. Here are my references. The first one is the website where I found a lot of the majority of the information about this project, and then 2 of the resources that we have used in our classroom. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me.